Tonight on 30 Days. A practicing Christian from West Virginia goes to live in the heart of Muslim America.
Could I pass for an Arab?
Will the clash of cultures confirm his belief that Islam is a violent religion?
You guys think it's possible that there's any, like, sleeper cell activity around here?
Will he be able to embrace his Islamic faith while staying true to his Christian beliefs?
Prove to me that the world have two gods.
I just got a real conflict with that.
Find out next on 30 Days.
Ali Kazam.
There was a time when Islam was nothing more to most Americans than a faraway religion in an exotic land. TV and the movies showed Americans that the Middle East was the home of snake charmers, belly dancers, and the Arabian Nights. But fast forward 50 years and a whole new set of, quote, Islamic icons dominate the television landscape. Once innocent images of flying carpets have been replaced by flying planes. And now many Americans have new questions about their Muslim neighbors. Tonight we tackle one of the most important issues in our nation today, Islam and America. Since September 11th, these are the images we've been bombarded with. But what do we know about this faith and its followers? Islam is the second largest religion in the world, with more than 1.5 billion Muslims worldwide, 6 million of them in the United States. Who are they? What does this religion teach? What is it like to be a Muslim in America? One man's about to find out as we send him to the heart of Muslim America, Dearborn, Michigan, where he will work, eat, and sleep as a Muslim for the next 30 days. So the challenge is to find an average American willing to live as a Muslim for 30 days. And that's no small feat. But I think I know just the place to look.
Sweet West Virginia.
Charleston, in my home state of West Virginia. Charleston's an all-American town, home of the state capitol, the minor league Alley Cats, and this guy, Dave Stacy. Dave's a 33-year-old insurance salesman, a husband and father, a practicing Christian, and a red-blooded, beer-drinking, pork-eating American, the perfect candidate.
I love the swine, man. I got serious issues with the swine.
So Dave's leaving tomorrow. How do you feel about it?
I don't know. I'm kind of still in shock that it's actually happening.
I sat down to talk with Dave before he began his journey. When you hear Muslim, what do you picture? What does a Muslim look like?
I picture a woman with the sheet or having the face covered, and I think of men with an AK-47 at war with someone.
You're a Christian?
Yes, I am.
Practicing?
Practicing.
Would you be open to praying with Muslims?
I don't think so. The Ten Commandments say you shouldn't place any gods before me.
So why are you doing this?
To kind of immerse myself in something that I totally know nothing about. It's going to put me probably in one of the most vulnerable positions that I could probably ever be in.
There's no question Dave's going to be a fish out of water when he gets to Dearborn, Michigan, because it's the most densely populated Muslim community in America. The area is made up of people from many different countries, but they're all united by their beliefs and the religion of Islam. We've set up some rules for you to follow over the course of the 30 days.
Okay.
Rule number 1 is you will live with a Muslim family, and you will follow all of their customs and traditions, from what you wear to what you eat. Rule number 2, you will study the Quran daily. And rule number 3, in keeping with the Islamic faith, you will grow a beard. In keeping in line with the first rule, you're going to need to put this on. Go up there and get dressed.
I haven't really given a lot of credence to other religions. I'm sure they have a decent amount of moral structure saying this is right and wrong, but I feel that really the one way to heaven is through Lord Jesus Christ. I'm going to make a lot of friends.
It kind of accentuates your head. I mean, it looks comfortable, but it's not you.
I know it's not me. Being away from my son and wife's going to be the absolute hardest.
Love you.
You too.
It was very strange being in the airport I felt about as vulnerable as I possibly could. I feel totally different right now. It's amazing how much a change of clothes has really changed the way people react towards me.
Excuse me, sir, can you please step this way?
That's the first time I've ever been stopped at the security checkpoint. To take my shoes off. I guess I needed to be checked. Definitely commanded a lot of stares. Several people just sort of looked away.
While Dave heads for the unknown, I decided to see how much Americans really know about Islam. I'm going to say a word, you say whatever comes to mind.
Okay.
Muslim.
Terrorist.
Terrorist.
Muslim.
Islam.
Bin Laden.
Islam.
Scared.
Even though Islam is the fastest growing religion in the United States, there's a lot Americans don't know. And Dave Stacy is no exception. That's why he's going to meet his host family at their neighborhood mosque.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Dave. Shemile? Yep. Hello. Hi. I'm David.
Shemile and his wife Sadia are American Muslims of Pakistani descent. He's a doctor and she's studying to be a lawyer.
We usually take our shoes off, just because that's just custom.
I know very little about the Muslim faith, in particular after there are very few Islamic people that live, certainly in West Virginia.
After 9/11, we definitely got some dirty stares, and it's very uncomfortable. People look at you with evil glances.
I still get reactions as far as, oh, you don't speak with an accent. I mean, not realizing that I was born and raised in this country.
Are you familiar with the hijab at all?
Hijab?
Yeah, that's the veil, the headscarf.
And that's been carried down from the Jewish faith, basically. And if you look at any depiction of Mary, she's got the veil on also. So we just consider ourselves an extension of the Judeo-Christian heritage. So.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Dave has a lot to learn, and his first lesson is about the Quran.
It's pretty dense. You're not going to get through it in a month.
The Quran is the holy book of Islam. What the Bible is to Christians and Jews, the Quran is to Muslims.
The Quran is what Muslims believe to be the word of God revealed unto Muhammad, peace be upon him.
The religious obligations of Muslims are based on the 5 pillars of Islam: faith in one God, charity, fasting, pilgrimage to Mecca, and prayer 5 times a day, which Dave is about to experience firsthand.
Woke up this morning at 5:30 to a loud tape of a call to prayer.
That was the 5:30 alarm for our first prayer.
5:30?
Yeah. You can go back to sleep after it, yeah.
I feel pretty vulnerable, like a fish out of water. Very uncomfortable, placing myself into the ultra unknown. It's impressive to do at 5:30 in the morning.
والتين والزيتون وطور سينين حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح.
Maybe I am a little more freaked out about this than I'm letting on.
Allahu Akbar.
I think it's going to be a very, very long 30 days.
Allahu Akbar.
It's only day 2 of Dave Stacy's new life living as a Muslim in Dearborn, Michigan. And right about now, he must be wondering what he's gotten himself into.
You know, I had to talk to you about something.
Yeah.
Well, when I leave for work, my wife would not be comfortable, you know, being alone with somebody that, you know, she doesn't know. Not that, you know, I expect anything or anything. It's just more of a religious, you know, custom that one doesn't, you know, stay in a room alone with another person from the opposite sex. It's just
Okay. Well, I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah.
I'm taking that's interesting. I didn't know that.
You know, there's a saying in the Prophet that says that when there's a man and a woman alone, Satan is the third.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It just seems.
Yeah, no, I know people find that strange.
Yeah, it definitely seems pretty rigid, but
Yeah.
if that's... Kind of offends me that he could go to work or whatever and have a little bit of anxiety in his head because I'm alone in the same house as his wife. But it's their culture, and I can deal with it.
Since Dave can't stay home, he decides to explore Dearborn, which is a great way to get to know more about Islam. In fact, 1/3 of Dearborn's population is Muslim, but it hasn't always been that way. The area used to be Polish and German. Over time, it has been Islamicized. There are more than 30 mosques in the Dearborn area alone. When you hear mosque, you probably picture this. But in America, many mosques are converted buildings, like this former bowling alley.
No, I'm in Michigan. I might as well be in the Middle East. In light of all these recent people getting beheaded and things, my mom thinks I'm gonna appear on Al Jazeera.
If Dave wants to blend in, he's gonna need to get himself a few new outfits.
How's this sized? You got a 58 there. What's that mean?
Yeah.
And what do you call this again?
Hat.
Oh, it's a hat? Oh, yeah.
It's perfect.
Oh, yeah. Could I pass for an Arab?
Yeah, you can. My brother, you're a surface.
Oh, really?
Sure.
What nationality are you?
I am?
Yeah.
I'm in Baghdad.
Okay.
Iraq.
Okay. Oh, Iraq. Okay.
Yeah, I have 3 brothers. Saddam, he killed.
Saddam took 3 of your brothers?
He killed 2, and the other one stay in the jail 10 years.
What did he jail him for? What was the rationale for that?
He don't.
He just didn't like them?
Yeah, he don't nothing.
Wow. Well, it looks like Saddam's probably got what's coming to him then.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
It's day 3, and it's time for Dave to go to the Karbala Center to meet Imam al-Husseini, who will teach him about Islam. The Imam, much like a pastor, priest, or rabbi, is the prayer leader at the mosque.
So, ready for the lesson of the day?
Sure.
Okay. Christianity, Judaism, Islam, maybe they have different language, different culture, but the core, the principle of these all 3 religions are the same, which is believing in one God. Worshipping the same God, but in different way, in different language, from different angle.
First time I've ever heard that. This Imam just told me we're praying to the same God, and this is just really blowing my mind.
Most people are surprised to learn that Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are branches of the same religious tree. In fact, both Abraham, the founder of Judaism, and Jesus, the founder of Christianity, are considered prophets in the Islamic faith.
God bless you. Allah Ma'ak. Thank you, Dave. See you tomorrow.
While the Imam is Dave's new spiritual guide, he'll probably learn the most about day-to-day life as a Muslim by spending time with the Hawks and their friends.
Hey, Dave.
Hi. Marhaba.
How's it going? Marhaba. Yeah.
Marhaba. Marhaba. Good to see you.
Yeah. Doesn't he look good with the hat on?
Do you get any strange looks at all or anything? Oh, I've gotten a ton of strange looks, especially leaving West Virginia. Yeah, I've flown out of that airport many times. It was the first time I was actually stopped at the security, and I took my shoes off and kind of frisked and gave me the wand.
Yeah, we know about the wand. Yeah.
But did you guys that live in this complex, you all move here because it was so close to the church? Mosque. Mosque.
That was definitely a motivating factor.
Probably the biggest reason. Are you learning how to pray or no?
Not yet. Not yet. Still feeling kind of off kilter. A little bit like Nemo must have felt when he got lost in the big sea. Marhaba. My name is David. Though I'm in Dearborn, Michigan, I might as well be in Egypt or something. This is cool. I'm eating totally different food every day. I'm not watching TV. I'm pretty much just missing my family. Pretty much all the people I'm with practice a totally different faith. Tomorrow I'm going to be going to my first Juma, which is the Muslim holy day Friday, and I'm going to be going to the mosque. Kami lakad blagdukum. I know that there's going to be a prayer service going on, and I'm going to be asked to pray to something that I know very little about, and I've just got a real conflict with that. Sure, Jesus Christ isn't going to be a focal point of this prayer.
Hello, Oh, Dave, how are you?
Well, but before we get in there, and yeah, I'm assuming you're going to go and lead this thing. Yes. I'm just not comfortable praying right now. First thing in Arabic, when I don't really know what the meaning is.
The way we are going to pray is different than the Christian and the Jew, but the core, the juice of it is there. Judaism, Christianity, Islam, all descendants of Abraham.
So I'm still not convinced that the person that we're talking about the same God. I mean, I feel like I'm going to be really compromising my beliefs. That's the first time I've heard
Well, prove to me that the world have two gods. You can't.
I'm just telling you honestly. I mean, how I feel. I'm 33 years old. I've been a Christian my whole life.
Okay. You are here to learn, not to believe. Let your heart to meditate, to talk to God. It doesn't matter in which language, in which physical action. Just spiritually talk to God. Allah Jalla wa Ala qala fi al-Quran al-Kareem, Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim.
Not knowing what was being said in Arabic, I really had a huge panic attack. I don't know if part of the prayers is to condemn Christianity or the Holy Trinity.
Allahu Akbar. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
If I'm reciting Arabic, I have no idea what I'm saying, and I'm compromising my moral being. For me to pray to another God, it makes me feel like I'm going to be turning my back on my own God.
Today is the 9th day of Dave Stacy's month spent living as a Muslim. His host Shamail and his friend Horace have brought him to a special event.
Over in Ann Arbor, one of Shamail's friends had his bachelor party, and it was certainly not like any bachelor party I've ever attended.
My man is getting married, so this is our version of a bachelor party.
Drastically different than the bachelor parties
Just a little bit.
that I've attended. Kind of struck by just how seriously they all do take it. After you watch them pray, it seems like they've had some type of experience. It's like they've connected on some pretty deep levels.
If Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are branches of the same religious tree, what exactly makes them different? Well, Jews believe in the existence of one true God and are still waiting for His Son, the Messiah, to save them. The first Christians were Jews who believed that the prophet Jesus was the Messiah and based their new religion on His teachings and resurrection. And although Muslims think Jesus was a cool prophet, they don't believe He's the Son of God. They've based their religion on the writings of a later prophet, Muhammad. Dave returns to the Karbala Center to see if the Imam can answer his questions about Islamic prayer.
I've witnessed prayer at home and everywhere else. I just really want to learn more about that, exactly what's being said. I've read somewhere that you need to wash your hands, wash your face.
Do you really want to pray like that?
I just know very little about it, and I'm interested in learning.
What do you think you wanted to learn as a Christian about Islam?
You believe Jesus is the Son of God?
Spiritual son.
Spiritual
so as
son.
Abraham, so as Moses, so as Muhammad.
But
spiritual son. You do believe that Jesus died, right, on the cross?
Yeah, I do.
So,
do you believe
so
that?
God doesn't die. Because the one what's died on the cross, if that's happened, that is physical death. We believe God doesn't die. So God is the Lord who running the show. If God dies, who gonna run the show? If He dies, then who gonna run it? See, you cannot have a dead God.
I know you're trying to get me to say it because He doesn't die.
He doesn't die. You got it.
But if we're just talking about His...
Comfortable with this way of sitting?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you want to relax.
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Sure? Because that's the way, the Muslims sit different, a little bit. Yeah, if you don't mind.
Is that...
No, the shoes, putting that.
Okay,
that's good. That's fine.
Why is that?
No, I mean, facing shoes, it is...
it starts showing, exposing the soles of your feet?
Well,
that's interesting. I've never heard that. It makes sense.
When we get in the house of God, we got to show the highest level of politeness.
Hello. Starting to feel kind of homesick right now. Hello. I'm missing my family. I'm really feeling really restless. I feel something's kind of like building up inside me. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. I'm so glad you called.
I've got a package from you. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's I really needed khaki pants.
Did I pack the right stuff?
Next time you send me something, send me some pictures.
Oh.
I mean, the clothes are cool, but yeah, I thought I was getting a care package. But anyway.
Tell me what you think of this, all right? Okay, tell me what you think when you hear this.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
I have no idea, man.
No?
What is that?
What's that make you think when you hear it?
I know, it makes me think you got it on rewind. What is that?
That's the Muslim call to prayer.
That doesn't sound like a prayer to me.
If there was a building next door to your house, it was like blasting out of a speaker, what would you?
I'd be pissed.
I would go crank up my stereo with a bunch of Tom Petty, or maybe some Duran Duran, and give them some payback, because that's my right as an American.
Recently, controversy has swirled over the call to prayer at the Al-Islal Mosque in Hamtramck, just down the road from Dearborn. In the Muslim faith, mosques broadcast the call to prayer 5 times a day. For Muslims, it's the equivalent to church bells. But in this working-class town, people don't see it that way.
Our bell is not putting words in your ears. Our bells are a sound.
Now what seemed like a case of not in my backyard has become a full-blown civil rights issue, complete with petitions, political recalls, and even death threats. That's where Haris Ahmed, a lawyer for the Council on American Islamic Relations, comes in.
You'd think they would be more tolerant, but you do hear a lot of the same comments you probably heard 100 years ago when the Polish immigrants were coming. Why don't they just mix in? Why don't they just integrate, etc.? Hey, Shahab, how are you doing? This is Dave.
Dave, how are you?
I'm doing good. Nice to meet you.
Shahab is on the Hamtramck City Council. So Shahab has actually been receiving a lot of threats on email because of the whole call to prayer issue. It says, it violates my rights and senses as a Christian. I do not want to hear call to prayers publicly broadcast by another religion, which I do not believe in. Have you forgotten 9/11? Have you forgotten 3,000 of your fellow citizens being killed? Allah is not our God and never will be. They are the enemy.
How serious these threats get?
Some of them death threats, and FBI is looking into this also.
People say those speakers are susceptible to being shot out, and so if it happens to hit somebody on the way, oh, so be it.
It's day 13, and for 17 more days, Dave must answer the call to prayer, even if he's not sure what that means for him.
Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Allahu Akbar.
There were maybe, I don't know, 100 plus guys in there for the Juma, and I was plopped down right in the middle of them, and I sort of stood out, literally, because I'm probably about a foot taller than most of them, also because they were all wearing white robes, and I was wearing the blue shirt here. Still not going through all the motions, because I really don't know what all that means yet.
Dave is at a crossroads. He is still conflicted and needs some advice, so he decides to give me a call. Morgan.
Morgan?
Dave, man, how are you?
I don't know if I want to open myself to the praying experience. Reciting in Arabic that Muhammad is the only prophet. I just felt like I was sort of turning my back on my faith. I haven't really had a whole lot of dialogue as to exactly what the prayer means.
I think that's a great conversation to have with the Imam.
Yeah, we've met 3 times, and pretty much all 3 of the meetings have been basically the same. I've asked some sort of pointed questions, but I don't think the communication's as good as it should be.
Well, how many times a day do they pray?
Pray 5 times.
What I want to make sure happens is when the call to prayer, comes, you get up, you unroll your prayer mat, and you observe the time. Rule number 1 was you need to follow all of the traditions and customs of the Muslim religion, of the culture. Dave's decided to take matters into his own hands and find new teachers to help him better understand Islam.
Yeah.
The first step, Arabic lessons.
There is some similarity in the sounds. Some of the letters, you know, we have 28 letters. And how many vowels?
7.
7. Say re. Re. Yeah, but don't exaggerate, please. Re.
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 Re. Ha. Ha. Got some movement.
Ha. Ha. Yes, good. No. That's when you choke. It chokes.
Yeah.
The sister of the ha is the kha, which is equal to KH in English. Exactly. Say it again. That's the sound. That's the sound.
It's a sound.
This is strong Q. That the crow.
Oh yeah.
Ka. 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 Ka.
Ka. Ka.
Ka. Ka. Ka. Ka. Ka. Ka. Say it.
Ka. Ka.
Much better. See, that's a sign of you are getting close.
Cough.
And no.
Since Dave's not getting the help he needs from his imam, he's decided to seek guidance from a new advisor at a mosque being built in Detroit.
The separation between the men and women, I'm just having a hard time just getting my mind around that. It almost seems like that just men are just inherently evil.
In a lot of the mosques, you'll find the women are praying behind the men because out of modesty for the women. When men and women pray, they have to bend in prostration. And when they do that, it's not the best concentration for a man to be behind a woman. And that's why the woman is behind the man.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. It's kind of bizarre to look around and see 75 behinds right in your face.
David, but you're not supposed to be looking at the behinds. You're supposed to be like this, David. Don't look up like that, like this, David. If you notice these little stick men, this will explain to you exactly what the positions are. From up to down and standing back up, that's one rukkah. And this here will explain to you exactly what's being said, both in Arabic and English.
Mm-hmm. This is exactly what I've been looking for.
What you're looking for.
I testify that there is no God but the Almighty. I testify that Muhammad is the messenger of God. Come to prayer, come to success, come to the best deed. God is great. There is no God but the Almighty. It says it again. The issues just with a couple of these sentences here.
Dave's made it through the first half of his 30 days living as a Muslim.
This is my first slaughterhouse.
But there's much more that he'll have to face before he can go home.
When you truly look at the true teachings of Islam, I found that I was having to defend myself to Americans like I'm taking up for the other side.
It's day 19 of Dave Stacy's 30-day journey living life as a Muslim, and he's proving a quick study in Arabic.
Can you say, I miss my family, bil Arabi? Can you say it?
Yeah, أنا مشتاق إلى عائلتي.
عائلتي. مشتاق. That is one of the strong. That's why we change it to Q.
أنا مشتاق
إلى عائلتي.
عائلتي.
Which means
I miss my family.
Miss my family.
Very much.
Very much.
What do you do? What do you for fun? Or do you just want to?
For fun? To make your family happy is fun.
Yeah.
We are created not to have fun. We are allowed to have fun. But it has to be responsible fun.
Yeah, but if I want to have a beer, a couple beers is okay.
I don't think so. And you know it is, even in your religion, alcohol is haram. Right?
I think when people have a drink, that they're like,
yeah, but the one might lead you.
Might lead, but you're assuming.
Can you guarantee that one will not lead you to the two?
Well, you can't.
Or the two will lead you to the three?
But if they're not hurting anyone, and though you're not hurting yourself, and I mean, if you get drunk all the time, or
you are hurting yourself very much because you are breaking the rule of God.
It is day 21. Started the day kind of early. Went out to the county fair, Rosh Hashanah and Sadia. It was like a 4-H type of type of fair with a lot of animals.
These are like pigs and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not really enamored by dirty pigs.
They're dreaming about being on my grill. What do you think when you see that? A filthy animal? It tastes so good. You can make footballs out of them after you eat them.
They are kind of cute.
They're very cute.
Damn, they stink though.
The Hawks don't eat pork because they follow halal. Halal is the most integral part of Islamic life. It's a God-given standard for Muslims to live by. Kosher is to the Jewish faith what halal is to Muslims, and the rules are similar. No pork, no alcohol, and only meat that's been blessed at the time of slaughter.
Probably 90% of my meals have been halal. I've eaten kebab, hummus, baba ganoush. I feel like I'm like one gigantic clove of garlic. I think I've been through 110.5 of Altoids, and that's probably not healthy.
Tonight, Dave is making dinner for his host family and their friends to thank them for their hospitality. But he'll have to follow the rules of halal. To learn more about these rules, Dave has decided to visit a local slaughterhouse.
Good. Ma ismuk Dawood.
Ismi Ali.
Yeah. Need to get some lamb and some beef.
That's fine.
This is my first slaughterhouse.
For meat to qualify as halal, the animal must be slaughtered in a particular way.
This is where he blesses them. He slices the throat. Before he cuts the throat, he says Bismillah, which means in the name of God. Anything you slaughter has to be facing east, which is the way to our Holy Land.
So this would be good for kebabs here?
Yeah.
Merhaba.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Get some shopping.
Oh, I got some meat for dinner.
Do you know what you're doing now? Oh, absolutely.
I was cooking Bob Evans. Hot. Oh, yeah. Is the rice finished?
This is really good.
Are you sure? Have you guys had problems coming across the border?
I know a guy in San Diego got interrogated.
Yeah, I had that happen to me once too.
You guys think it's possible that there's any like sleeper cell activity around here?
I don't know. Maybe I'm biased against it, but when they do catch, a Muslim or an Arab or something like that, I just think it's a way to make headlines.
But when there's a terrorist attack, the crux of what they're doing it for is for religion.
But Dave, my problem with that is that these are just fringe Muslims.
They're not just fringe Muslims, they're fringe people. These are people who do something totally inhumane. They don't belong to any group who
I know, but when they strap with C4 on them and go off, to walk into a nightclub in Bali spouting Arabic, I mean, it's going to be tied to you. And I think you share even more of a responsibility to condemn it, to publicly condemn it, to let other people know, your coworkers and things, hey, this is not what the teaching of Islam is about. Because if not, how does it get out?
It's guilt by association.
It's not guilt by association, but if someone, you don't even have to go up to them and actually apologize or anything like that. But if you just, like you said, if Muslims just get out of their cocoon and actually interact with mainstream America, then they'll see the humanity of people, and then you don't have to come out and
how many terrorists and killings here in the last 50 years are people doing in the name of Jesus Christ or in the name of Buddha or whatever? It's the Islamic faith.
I'm talking about why people blow themselves up into buildings. What would drive somebody to do that? You can't just sit there and say, you know what, it's them, they're just psychos. No, you got to ask yourself.
Just like Dr. Jackson said the other day.
No, hold on, nothing.
No, Sadia, I think this, we'll pray. Hold on.
Shmuel and I sort of butted heads, but right when we were kind of at our apex of battle, it was time to pray. After taking 5 minutes to do so, all of the hostility and the heart rate and all that was really pretty gone. Taking that time to do that, kind of redirect that anger, was good.
Since September 11th, more and more Americans associate Islam with terrorism. There seems to be a widespread epidemic of Islamophobia. What's a terrorist look like?
Probably somebody from the Middle East.
So when you get on a plane, you sit down, Muslim guy sits down next to you.
Racial profile to answer your question.
Yeah.
I do.
If you got on a plane, a Muslim guy comes sits down next to you, what would you think?
I'd probably think something was going to happen.
If they look scary, then it might bother me a little bit.
It's day 25, and so far Dave's become comfortable living amongst Muslims.
I would normally have a beer about this big.
But how will he do outside the community, where most Americans will now see Dave as a Muslim himself? Haris Ahmed, lawyer for the Council on American Islamic Relations, has just the job to put Dave in touch with that America.
Here's the petition asking for opposition to any kind of legislation that would profile Arab Americans or Muslims just based on their ethnicity and religion.
1 billion strong, all year long. Prayers to Allah, even in Hong Kong. Can never be wrong if you read the Quran, cause it's never been changed since then.
Excuse me. Sending a petition to the governor to try to stop racial profiling of Muslim Americans?
I don't think I'm interested in that.
Not interested in that? Got a petition that's going to the governor right now? No thanks? Okay.
I think I'm going to pass on it.
They all ought to be checked.
Everybody? Not just the Muslims, right?
Don't upset anybody.
No, I'm not upsetting anybody. Am I upsetting you? You want to sign?
No, I don't.
Nope. Sure? All right. Assalamu alaikum.
No Christian ever destroyed the World Trade Centers. Only Muslims.
How about Oklahoma? The federal building there. Who did that? I mean, you can't. There's 1.4 billion Muslims. You can't pinpoint it. You can't say because we got extremists on both sides.
Who are the terrorists today, numerically speaking? Muslims.
M-U-S-L-I-M. I'm so blessed to be with them.
It's day 26 of Dave Stacy's 30-day adventure, and he's ready to show the world, or at least the listeners of a local radio show, just how much he's learned so far.
We're going to be chatting with a young man from West Virginia who is a Christian living in an Arab household in a Muslim community. Dave Stacy will visit with us. He's going to take your calls and talk with you about his 30 days as a Muslim. David, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Let's get some phone calls for you, okay? Out to Dearborn first. David, you're on WJR. Say hi to Dave Stacy.
I'm a little concerned about this project you're doing. I'm just curious if you've seen any terrorist activity.
The question about terrorist activity, that's a concern I think everybody has since 9/11.
Yeah, a real concern. And myself also. When I meet some people, I wonder, you've got 250,000 Muslims up here. Is there any potential for a sleeper cell type of activity?
All right, let's get some more calls here. Mike, you're on WJR. You got Dave Stacy with you.
Hi. Yes, I'd like to ask your guest if you gained any insight as to why Muslim clerics don't denounce terrorism as a act of immoral cowardice.
Interesting question, and that's one of the things that I've been trying to pry out of people. Again, when I got here, I thought that the Islam was really based on violence and kind of spread by the sword and all that. When you truly look at the true teachings of Islam, it's not, and it's kind of misunderstood. I found that I was having to defend myself to Americans, and it was sort of a weird position to kind of be in, almost like I'm taking up for the other side.
All right, more calls out to Royal Oak. Ross, you're on WJR.
Hey, I heard you on the radio today. I heard your show. So, I think you definitely came off genuine, and you gave your opinions and stuff. But I was concerned by some of the stuff I heard, because one thing I want to make clear is that on 9/11, I do not think we should have to apologize for that, as Muslims. Just as Christians shouldn't have to apologize for Eric Rudolph.
I, for one, would apologize for people like that.
Right. Well, there's a difference between condemnation and apology. Do we condemn what happened on 9/11 and the people that are behind that? Yeah, everybody condemns that. But as far as apologizing for it, it's saying, yeah, I was responsible for that in some way. And we're American, so why should we be responsible for something that happened to us? They're going to assume that I think I'm part of the problem. Over 30 days, you can get a little bit of flavor. But in reality, at the end of the day, after 30 days, you can go home to your wife and your kid, shave off your beard, and go back to being a white American, Anglo-American Christian.
Sure.
Right? I don't have that luxury. I know that inside they hate me for who I am, in a sense. When people are looking at me, they're suspicious of me for who I really am.
Dave is nearing the end of his journey, so I thought I'd drop in and see how he's doing. So what's been the scariest thing so far?
Really trying to not embrace Islam, but sort of opening up my head and going into the spiritual unknown. Are you like turning your back on your faith? And that was really, really, really hard for me.
Yeah.
So I continue to get some pretty strange looks.
Right.
Kind of get the look like, are you like John Walker Lind or whatever?
Yeah. How's that feel?
That sucks.
Yeah.
But
So what are the things you admire?
I mean, the amount of like self-discipline that they exhibit, and just the term jihad ultimately means, and we think it from like watching movies and stuff. Jihad means
holy war,
intifada, crimson jihad, blowing stuff up, the holy war. But it's like kind of the ultimate act of kind of self-control and surrender. Compromising the hedonistic things that you want to do and all the fun, and kind of redirecting and making you focus on God.
Yeah. So you're kind of on your own jihad right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm definitely on my own jihad.
Dave has learned a lot over the last month, and he's overcome many of his preconceptions about the Islamic faith. But there is one final challenge that still awaits him.
This is my final Friday prayer, the Juma. I'm kind of torn. I really embrace a lot of the things about this faith. I mean, I'm going to go through, try to do the best I can, going through the motions, the actual physical gestures, and I'm going to pray. The foundations of Islam are based on peace, and the mosques aren't used to trash America and have these big political discussions. I mean, the mosque is just about reverence to God. Hopefully people will see that Muslims, and not just Muslim Americans, but Muslims throughout the world, are not a violent, hot-headed, crazy people that you should fear. Whenever there's a terrorist event, it goes against the teachings of the Quran. If you take one life, you've taken all of humanity.
Dave has one final meeting with his teacher, Amir.
I came in here really not knowing what to expect. I thought I may go home kind of confirming my opinions, but I could tell after the first time that we met that I was going to be able to learn a lot from you. I mean, you and I have really connected probably better than I have with anyone else in this whole experience.
That's from God. Honestly, it's from God, because I feel the same thing. You are a good Christian, but don't forget Islam. This is a trust with you, that if there are some people who say something wrong about Islam, I think it is your responsibility at least to defend and tell them it's not truth, because you lived it.
I think I'm going to have a lot of opportunity to defend. It's so strange for me, as fond as I am for him, that I mean, he was one of these people that I was actually kind of vilifying. Just really thought about that a lot. I mean, it's really kind of opened my eyes.
Surprise!
MashaAllah, he looks like a Muslim now.
Teacher.
The cake is here.
Whoa! Let's agree to disagree. You guys have all been so warm and inviting and really welcoming to me, and it was really difficult coming here. I mean, I was really like, what are you doing the day I showed up at the mosque? But you guys have really been wonderful to me, and I really appreciate it.
Start with disagree, please.
Okay, okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Bye. Goodbye. Have a safe trip.
Thanks.
Have a safe trip.
Assalamu alaikum again. Did you just flick me off?
No, he went like this. It was a peace sign, dude.
It's been a life-changing 30 days, but right now all Dave can think about is getting home to his family.
West Virginia. Home sweet home.
Assalamu alaikum, my brother. How are you? Come on, look at that.
There's my car, there's my flag. Going away for the 30 days, it's really opened my eyes to a lot.
Welcome home, bro. Congratulations.
Cheers. The first week or two, I would really dread when we do anything at the mosque. I felt like I was betraying my faith, betraying my family. No one can really experience what it's like to be discriminated against till you do. I'm an Anglo-American. I've never felt like the minority anywhere I've went, and the whole time I was up there, I was kind of the odd man out. It's a pretty unsettling feeling. Come here.
I came back just realizing that there's some of the most awesome people, very compassionate, devoted, productive. I think we could use several million more of them, to tell you the truth. I will defend these people and defend their faith, because you can't stereotype 1.5 billion people, or even 500 people for the actions of 5.
Leaving you to do what you guys need to do.
Let's go upstairs. I got a new outfit I want you to try on.
I'm Morgan Spurlock. Next time on 30 Days, meet Ryan, a 24-year-old conservative who believes America's values are under attack.
Just because I respect somebody doesn't mean I want to take a shower with them.
Meet Ed, a fiercely proud member of San Francisco's gay community. For the next 30 days, Ryan is going to be Ed's new roommate. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
This place is disgusting, dude.
Can two opposites find common ground in the city by the bay? 30 Days, all new, next Wednesday at 10, only on FX.